No, this is not going to be an episode where I review old, cringy cartoons, albeit the subject matter of today could have been inspired by such. This one, to be exact. Now guys, have you ever wanted to be a Thundercat on the airsoft field? No? Well, here's your chance. Hey guys, so today I'm presented with a challenge, and the challenge comes in the form of this. This is the VFC Avalon Leopard Carbine AEG. And why do I call this a challenge? Well, because this gun doesn't really take itself too seriously, and for me to get through this review without laughing, that is the challenge right there. So I guess, without further ado, let's start with its head, front rail. Right up front, the gun looks like Panthro with a really bad sunburn. It's all red. It has flip-up ears to act as front sight, as well as a tongue right here in its mouth that is represented by this muzzle brake. All these spots you see on its neck are actually key mod sections for you to mount all of your accessories, and the gun comes with 3 sections right here already in the box. Up top is a monolithic top rail that acts as its fur, I guess. Now moving to the torso, or middle portion of the gun, you will see that the Avalon markings are marked right here on the lower receiver. There is a nifty tattoo logo of Lion-O, or just a regular old lion, take it how you may. The controls are all ambidextrous except for the bolt release. The fire selector is, well, a fire selector. Nothing too much to talk about, other than the fact that it just works. The large circular magazine release on the right side is very easy to access and feels very good. The left side though, it uses this fancy lever that doesn't make it the easiest to release your mag. Why can't we just stick with buttons? A design feature that I do quite like on this gun is the trigger itself. The hooked bottom makes it easier for you to shoot a little bit faster, and the small serration-like grooves here give your finger a little bit more traction. Not to mention, look at that lightning design on the back. It just looks so badass. Now with all the nice positive things I said about the trigger, the same can be said in opposite about the trigger guard. It is very small, with these extra things on the side, I don't even know what to call them, for you to rest your finger on it when your finger is not on the trigger. I honestly think it is over-designing for the sake of over-designing, and God forbid I wear gloves while using this gun. Now, let's move to the rear section of the gun, starting with the pistol grip. It is slightly textured, but not aggressive enough where it's really going to give you any help, so expect a little bit of slippage if you're not using gloves. Moving to the stock, this is a collapsible stock that is spring-loaded. This is probably this gun's saving grace. This stock is very easy to use, and its spring just works very nicely. The stock also contains a battery compartment right here, and it takes a small Tamiya type battery. Now do note that these battery compartments are very small, so you're going to have to find corresponding batteries that fit into this style of compartment. I've always believed that these small battery compartments have been the downfall of this style of buttstock. So I really hope that VFC would learn from people like Amoeba and come up maybe with an extended cover to make sure your battery doesn't show. Now before I do any kind of shooting, let me go chrono the gun. I'm using 0.2 gram BBs and an 11.1 LiPo. And the gun shoots at an average of a very stable 400 FPS. Welcome back to the warehouse, where I am with the Avalon Leopard Carbine AEG. Now, it points well, and its flip-up ears, front and rear sight, are very easy to see through. Getting back to the issue that I had, this is the smallest battery we had on hand, and it still sticks out like a sore thumb. Please make an extension to cover this. And before we shoot, if you want to adjust the hop-up, pull back the charging handle and find the hop-up right here in the chamber. Up or down for more or less hop. Now, back to the super scientific portion of our video. Time to see how far we are away from our target. Some assistance, please. Okay, we're good. Make sure it's nice and tight. And we were standing roughly 20 meters away. While I don't like the rail panels situated to where they are, the rail is pretty nice to grip. The gun has an ESC gearbox, which is its MOSFET. The trigger is very nice, and I do like the hooked bottom. Let's take a look at our results, shall we? Now from our accuracy test, we clearly saw that the gun was able to perform pretty well out of the box, and I didn't even have to adjust the hop. These results are pretty conclusive. The gun is indeed a shooter. If you guys like cool AEGs like this one, M4s to be specific, why don't you check out the review I did for the Amoeba AM016. Click right here on the screen. If you have always been in the market for a fast-firing AEG with some good looks, the AM016 is your choice. Now, Thundercat puns and animal anatomy aside, what do I feel about this gun here? Well, I can tell you very honestly that my personal opinion for this gun would be vastly different if it had a different rail. Not a fan, but if I take this fore section of the gun and I just put it aside for a moment, what you get here is a lot of very forward-thinking design. But you see, guns like this, much like the G&G Predator, are kind of for the airsoft player that doesn't take themselves all too serious, and that likes to have fun, and doesn't really mind rolling up with a leopard head strapped onto the front of their gun. And don't forget, guys, that if you like everything in the rear of this gun, the front part, this is just a rail system. You can always swap it out for whatever else that you like or that you already have. Now, what do you think about Thundercats meeting airsoft? You think it's a good idea? Let me know in the comments section below. So, at the end of the day, if you're looking for interesting guns like this one and many more, don't forget to check out our online store at www.redwolfairsoft.com. My name is Mark, aka Blue Steel, and I'll catch you guys at the next episode of RedWolf TV. Have a good one, guys. Rawr!